Hi, this is Hardball Retro. Welcome to the Retrodome. Today we'll be playing Baseball Mogul. This is the original version for the IBM PC, published in 1997, designed and programmed by Dreslough. And so I'll take you through some of the features and maybe discuss the evolution of the game a little bit as I'm going through it. All right, so I've played about a week or two worth of games here in using the 1997 players. So I chose to be the manager of the Anaheim Angels. So if I click here, my team lineup, I can make adjustments. I'm not going to mess with anything here, but just to show you the different screens, you can adjust the lineup. I can display, this is their current simulated stats. This is their statistics from real life from the previous season. And career stats. I can bring up other teams here. So let's just do that for a second. I can do, I don't know, let's bring up the Braves, sure. Alright, so same deal. This is the Braves real life stats from the previous year. This is their current simulated stats, and so forth. So now I can go to pitching. Alright, there's their rotation: Maddox, Smoltz, Glavine, Denny Nagel. Previous year. Alright, and defensive, I can change my defense here. Click done. You get a news story after every day's games. Let's see, stadium info. Alright, so you can choose, let's see, other team. Let's do, sure, Red Sox. Alright, so you get a little photo of Fenway Park, park dimensions, information about the park, the seating, when it opened, and so forth, right? Click OK on that. I think we're good with that screen. So find players, right? So if I want to look for free agents, all right, here's players that are currently available. I can make a bid on one of these guys. So let's see. How about, all right, I'm a Kevin Young fan from back in the day. He was on my fantasy team a couple years. So what if I put a bid in on him, right? Contract of $150,000 over 1 year. And if I hit accept, he's going to be added to my team. Alright, so now if I go back to the Angels, other team, here we go. So he should be here somewhere. There he is. He's down in AAA. If I highlight here and I click on up, he'll come up to my Major League roster and I'll have to send somebody down, which I'm not going to do at the moment, but he's sitting there in my AAA if I need him. Alright. One of the other things that was interesting from the beginning of Baseball Mogul, the ability to propose trades. So let's just do this with, we just got Kevin Young, right? And let's try to trade him back to the Pirates. And for, I don't know, let's say somebody with a similar salary here. Let's see, we got anybody? Alright, well, just for giggles, let's try for Dale Swaim, right? We're just doing this as an example anyway. Okay, so I need to add him to the deal there, and add him to the deal there. And we're not adding any money to the deal, so let's submit an offer. Alright, and then I can say just kidding. I'm not really going to do that. Or I can hit sign deal. If I hit sign deal, then I would have Dale Swaim on the Angels, and Kevin Young would be heading back to the Pirates. I'm going to say just kidding. Nothing against Dale Swaim, but Kevin Young is a 28-year-old player, and Swaim is 33 at that point, so Young's got a bit more upside. We'll just click on done there, but I just wanted to show you how you would propose a trade. Let's go back and propose an outlandish trade and just see what the guy says, right? Let's try, all right, I'm going to send you Robert Einhorn. And again, nothing against Robert Einhorn. I'm sure he was, you know, he made it to the majors, so let's try for Al Martin, another one of my fantasy players. Add to deal, submit offer. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I was just kidding anyway, so we're done. Alright, budget. So this is one of the first, if not the first, computer baseball sim to introduce the idea of, in addition to, you know, the ability to do free agents and trades and that type of stuff, to have more of a front office aspect. So worrying about ticket prices, concessions, broadcasts, that type of thing. So here I can adjust my ticket prices up or down. Let's say I'm going to boost my ticket prices to $12. Alright. And concessions, I'm going to raise the price of ice cream to $1.50. Beer's going up to 3 1/4. And hot dogs 2 1/4, right? Okay. Broadcast fees. Oh, there's different options here. Pay only, blackout. Alright, I'm not going to mess with that. And expenses. Alright, so this is how much that I want to spend on a per year or per game basis on the farm system, scouting, my medical staff. Here's my current player salaries, so if I do acquire somebody through free agency, that's going to adjust that number. Then you've got your revenue. So this adds another concern to how you're managing your franchise. It's not just your players and in-game management strategy, right? Hall of Fame. There's not going to be anybody in the Hall of Fame because I just started playing. But as players will retire as you go through multiple seasons, and some of them will have statistics that qualify them for the Hall of Fame. So that's pretty cool. News, we've got headlines, which you can see this current headline here, Bernie Williams, the 5-hit day. We can look at the standings, which is, like I said, through 2 weeks. Baltimore ahead in the American League East. The Central is pretty tightly packed after 2 weeks. Angels are off to a 9-3 start. And got their streak, their last 10. There's their batting average and ERA. If I click there, go to the National League, we've got the Expos out in front. In the East, Cardinals in the Central. Pittsburgh off to a 2-10 start. And in the West, we've got the Dodgers leading the way. So let's see, what else do we have on the news here? We'll go to calendar in a minute. Leaders. Alright, so American and National League leaders, I can toggle that. So Bagwell with 5 homers, McGriff and Curtis Pride with an 4.11 average there. Again, very early. Chuck Finley with 3 wins. There, I can click on Finley. 3 days until he's rested, so you've got fatigue factor. There's his salary, how long his contract is, and there's his 96 numbers, 97 simulated numbers, and then his overall career numbers. So Let's hit done there. And then this year versus last year. So again, pretty cool. It kind of mixes the actual numbers from the previous campaign in with the simulated numbers moving forward. So you can look at the calendar. There's my scores, results from the first 2 weeks. I got blown out by the Brewers here. And I shut out the Brewers on the 14th. And then it shows your upcoming games. You can click on the month and go through. Alright, so nothing scheduled in October yet. Okay, so if we want to play, let's play a week's worth of games just to show you, right? So we're going to go from here, the 16th to the 22nd, it should be, right? Alright, and it played a week's worth of games, and now the Tigers GM popped up and said, hey, want to make a deal for AJ Sager for Chris Turner? And I'm going to say, nah, no, I'm good, thanks. But you'll get those pop-ups on occasion for trade proposals from the other GMs, I mean. So let's play, I don't know, let's play a month's worth. Alright, Sergio Valdez for Jack Hal and Jorge Fabregas, no. Roberto Pedagini for 4 guys, no. Thank you. Alright, so we're well into May now, so now let's go back and look at the standings. Alright, so now we've got a good chunk of games going here. Braves, Cardinals, Dodgers, and back in the AL we've got Yankees, half game up on Baltimore and Toronto, KC, and Seattle, Anaheim, virtual tie for first. And leaders, now we've got more of a leaderboard. Let's go to back to this year. There we go. Major League leaders this year. So Rusty Greer almost hitting 400. Chipper Jones, 16 dingers. Earned run average Mike Hampton on Houston. And wins John Smoltz and a number of other guys with 7 apiece. Here's Finley. So it's got my Angels highlighted in a different color here. Mark Gubiza. Alright, so the other thing we can do is play-by-play, right? So, we can do lineups. Alright. Oh. And the game just closed on me. Interesting. Alright, I don't know what happened there. Let's go back in. And we're back. Alright. Little glitch there. So, alright, I don't want to lock up the game again. I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, there is a play-by-play mode. So let's just do this. Let's do play rest of season, right? Oh, wrist stress fracture sidelines Maddox. Ouch. All right, next story. Baltimore stretches lead to 2.5. Anaheim loses Hollins for 5 weeks. Yikes. All right, so where are we here? Let's look at the calendar. Did it play the whole season? Looks like it did. Alright. And if we go to news, go to standings. Alright. So here's the overall standings. We've got Baltimore ahead. Baltimore winning the American League East. Cleveland in the Central, Seattle in the West by 9 games over Anaheim. National League, we got Atlanta well outpacing the Expos there. Reds in a tight race in the Central, and the Dodgers by 11 games in the West. And let's look at the leaders this year. American League, we've got Edgar Martinez leading the way in batting. I had Garrett Anderson hit 328. Tim Salmon with 36 dingers, but he finished well behind Griffey Jr. there. Ken Griffey and Juan Gonzalez, 42. Mike Mussina leading the way with a 2.91 ERA and 23 victories. Had Finley and Alan Watson in the win leaderboard. National League, we've got Jeff Bagwell over Tony Gwynn, Mike Piazza third. Home run leader McGriff, 45 over Javi Lopez. And actually 3 teammates there in a row. Todd Stottlemyre leading the way in ERA, 2.74, and John Smoltz and Alex Fernandez tying with 19 victories apiece. So, comparison to the current versions of Baseball Mogul, well, there have been obviously a lot of enhancements, revisions, additions to the game. There's the ability to draft players now, so that introduces a lot of intrigue to the game as far as we know who was picked where in the draft, but when it's your turn to pick, you're basing it off of potential, not necessarily how the player performed in real life, because in Baseball Mogul, things can happen where a player may not blossom as he did in real life, may not progress through the minors, different things. Injuries can be a factor, obviously. So that definitely makes things interesting. It's not, you don't necessarily draft any particular player and they'll perform exactly as they did in real life. So that's a lot of fun. I'm not quite sure what year they introduced this, but there is the ability to manage in-game now, where this one was more of a front office, not a strategic managerial type of simulation. So you can manage in-game. You still have all the the budget and the concessions and the expenses and all of that. The trade proposals, everything is still there. There's a lot more statistics, the leaderboards, everything's expanded and enhanced. So, one of the other nice things about Baseball Mogul, if you're not sure if or you want to check it out, kind of try before you buy. If you go to the Sports Mogul website, there's the ability to download previous versions, older versions of the game, try it out for free. So I highly recommend doing that. I've had a lot of fun playing this game through the years. And again, this was the first edition. So again, a lot of fun, right out of the box in 1997-98 time frame. But obviously, as Clay Dreslough had the ability to refine the game over the years and introduce new features, it's just that much more fun. So definitely recommend checking out Baseball Mogul. And hope you enjoyed the video. Keep playing ball. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you soon.